Hello, hello. Right. All right, everybody. God, we're going to wait a few minutes. We are so early today. We are going live. We are ready in about another minute or two. Y'all come on in. All right. Hello, hello, everybody. I hope everybody is doing well. Today is Monday, and y'all know what we do. We sit down, we got to catch up. It's been a lot going on this weekend. The biggest thing this weekend is the heat. Like, y'all, I can't even explain it. It's like 101 degrees in where I'm at. And I'm like, oh my goodness, you can't put on anything thin enough to cool off. But for those of y'all that was able to get a good rain in y'all neighborhood, God bless y'all. Because we got one day of rain, but somebody got enough rain. So I hope that kind of cooled off where y'all are at. Besides that, hey, y'all got to tell me how your weekend went. Was it okay? Did you rest? Did you have to work? Please let me know. I'm interested, okay? This is the time we talk and we share. Yes, we do. And so we have a whole lot to discuss. Um, I've been sending out invites for those that are watching from our Women Overcoming Obstacles page. Hello to you. Thank you for joining. I'm so happy that you're going to be able to listen to this live. For those of you all that coming straight to YouTube where we are, hey, welcome. This is Women Overcoming Obstacles. This is where we can come here and we can discuss, we could talk about things that are about us, but yet they're for us, okay? There is no judgment zone here, not at all. Everyone is good. So I just wanted to put that out there, especially for our first time people that's joining. Now, the only thing that I ask you to do is simply this. I would like for you to like this page. I'd like for you to share this page. And then most of all, please subscribe to this page. This is Women Overcoming Obstacles, everybody. And let me tell you something. This is a place where we do more than being behind the screens, y'all. We are out in the communities at times. So we just don't want to be another women's group that all we do is sit here and talk behind the screen. We do so much more. So nevertheless, I want to go ahead on and get started. I hope y'all like my little theme music. We're going to be talking about Generation X. And so with that being said, we just go ahead and get started. Now, I hope you got your favorite beverage. Because again, this is we're talking. This is some girlfriends. We're sitting down as girlfriends and we're talking. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead on and I want to go ahead on and jump on into it. It is 7:01, so let's go ahead on and get into it. Y'all, I had to talk about this because I see it more and more every day. If it's not that I don't physically see it, I'm hearing it with my ears. And this is something we need to talk about. We're going to be talking about Generation X, okay? Generation X is in between the millennials and the baby boomers. Now, millennials, that's your age group around 26 to 41, give or take. Okay. Your baby boomers, those are the ones, our seasoned folks, as I like to call them, that they were born, like maybe in the 40s, the year like 46, on to like, from history it says to like 1965. But we're just going to say from the 40s uh, that where they began. So what I'm going to say, everyone, this is according to Kim. You cannot go and research and find exactly what I'm going to say in the history books. But this is just something I think that we can talk about and we can discuss, and just bring it to the table. We just talking. We just talking. So again, it's no judgment zone here. Ladies, so many times, like I say, we start out as a millennium. A lot of us that follow this page, come across this page, like this page, love this page, we have all been, in our 18, 20 years old. We've all hit that 25 spot. We think we feeling ourselves. We are grown. We are an adult. And so usually when we are in our millennium years, and it's so different now. Those are the times where, technology is at its peak. Everybody's using technology. I mean, if you want to know how to work the latest electronic device, give it to a lot of the millennials. They will show you how to do it. They got a mind of their own. I think they are constructed differently than your baby boomers. And so they kind of do things their own way, kind of do things on their own terms. I'm not gonna knock from their intelligence, but they are, millennials are known as they do their own thing. They know a lot. They do a lot, whether it's right or wrong. They doing their own thing. That's them. You know. Now, your Generation X, we come in between. That's where according to history books, it's like they're between the ages of 42 to 57. Now I'm in that era right there in that range. And Generation X, it stems from the millennials. And what we do here, we'll slide on into the baby boomers. Because God bless you, you go to bed and you get up every morning and you be able to see those years pass. We gonna be in those golden years. And I say baby boomers, and if y'all know, the boomers, baby boomer, that term came from, if we just want to be so correct. I hate to be political correct, but anyway, if you go back in history, it's just back in the 40s, like 1946, it was just a high birth rate of babies being born, so they call them baby boomers. In this life, I'm just using it as our seasoned golden years, our seniors, and so that's the way I'm using it. So I don't want anybody to say, "Hey Kim, you got that whole description wrong." So I just want to put that out there. Nevertheless, in our Generation X people, that's us. We, like I said, we stem from the millennials. We're living in that world of of technology at its peak as well, because that's where we got it from. Okay, we learned it from there. But there are a few things in this era of Generation X that if we don't get a hold of it, if we don't change the game, we're going to slide into our golden years. It's going to be rough. Let me explain. Generation X, that's us. Or at least I consider myself, I'm in that group. I'm in that range, 42 to 57. A lot of times, as we get into this age, we've gotten older. A lot of us, we have become wiser, okay, and in that and us being wiser, having wisdom. A lot of times, you will impart those things on on the younger people, especially if you are a parent. You will impart those things on them. But here's the problem: a lot of us. Let me start with just parents, just parents. So whether you're single or married, we are not imparting the very thing that is going to bring our children up and where they can be able to survive. We have lacked, and I say we in general, we have lacked Generation X in really bringing up our young girls that's going to be women, our young boys, our little boys, to men. We have lacked some things. What I mean by that, our people, our younger people, because of Generation X, we have stopped doing some of the things our golden years seniors used to do. What am I talking about? In Generation X, folks, we have not been able to get across to those little girls that we're bringing up. We have, or those little boys, we have not been able to, or we have stopped and never began learning how to have some real conversations with them. We've stopped that. A lot of times, our Generation X folks, we are so busy living our life as in our millennial years, where we shaking it up, we shaking it down, we throwing it up, throwing it all around. We doing all that. Could out twerk anybody in the twerking contest. But we're in our Generation X, now we got these little girls, but some of us are still back there in our millennial years. Or some of us are raising our families. And guess what? We want to hang with them like they're our friends when they're our children. They're our nieces. They're our nephews. Whether you're a parent or you're an example, you're a mentor, you're an example for your nieces, your nephews, for whomever. We can't tell the Generation X folks from the millennial folks. We can't tell. Because, see, when their little friends come over, we in their conversations, we in the heart. Not saying you should know what's going on. Don't misunderstand me. But we want to hang with them. We want to listen to their kind of music. We want to go out and club with them. We want to drink with them. Some generation folks want to smoke with them, or we just having fun. But then, when something go down, and we have to step in that adulthood, that parenthood, then the children, or those whoever your kids, or whoever you're mentoring, or who you're responsible for, they looking like, well, why you tripping all of a sudden? Why I mean, what's up now? Why are you tripping? And here's my thought process. Why are we even letting them say, why you tripping? Back in the day, and I know somebody can identify with this, if you even said, mama, why you tripping? Daddy, why you tripping? Before you get the out your mouth, you got slapped in your mouth because it was disrespectful. Because you didn't want to get it mixed up that you was talking to your parent, your mother, or your father. You didn't want to get them mixed up with your kids, with their friends. And so this is what we have done, Generation X. What we have done is we have lacked teaching, imparting, being an example, a role model of showing what being a responsible adult is. We have lacked giving our younger people that's coming in, that's in our household. We have lacked giving them people skills, coping skills, surviving skills. We've lacked in those areas because we still, some of us as Generation X folks, we still think we back there with the millennial folks, and we not. Generation X, we get an X. We get an X all over that. That's not okay. Ladies, that's not okay. It's not. We are raising a daughter, a little girl, to be somebody's wife. We are raising a little boy that's going to be somebody's husband. And you know what we say when we marry somebody and they still so underneath their mama's skirt, so to speak. You know what I'm talking about. And the first thing the wife is going to say, you're always going to your mama. Always going to your mama. That's what your mama showed you. We are quick to say that. We quick to say that, Generation X. We have lacked so much. A lot of times when your families, your kids coming to the house, they go from school, if they got a little part-time job or whatever, they come in the house, they shower, they go eat up all your food up in the refrigerator, everything. They go get on their electronic devices, you don't hear from them. And they go to bed and it starts back over the next day. We don't know how to talk and have a simple conversation. We don't know how. And I see this so much. When our golden years, our seniors, I see that when they get to a certain age and they want their children to check on them, they want their adult children to talk to them, and they don't. I don't know why they don't want to talk to me. We wasn't talking back then. We wasn't talking back then. People are not born, so to speak, with morals they're taught. We have to teach, Generation X. We have not sat down and taught the simplest things that they don't get from a school book. We can't leave everything to the teachers. We can't. We get an X. We get a big X. Just imagine a red pen like your teacher used to do back in the day at school, and she would put that red X all over your paper. That's us. We have not even taught them the smallest thing. I'm going to give y'all a prime example. This was me. Let me tell off on myself because I lacked. I have a 25-year-old son. Still lives with me. He was in college, taking a break. He's working. I got a piece of mail that came in. I kid you not. And it was a loan. Had a live check in there. It was like $2,500 and stuff. And if I wanted to claim the money, all I had to do was sign the back of the check, go and deposit my account. The money was mine. Now, I'd already looked at the details, but I took it to my son. He was at the table eating, snacking on something, whatever. And I said, hey, look at this. You need some money? And he said, what you talking about? And I showed him the check, the mail, and all that. He said, this real? I said, yeah, look, it's real. I said, you need some money? He said, Mama, this says a loan. I don't do loans. And I said, so you wouldn't take this check? And he said, no, I wouldn't. No. I said, why? I don't like going nobody nothing. I said, okay, I understand that. But why wouldn't you accept this check? He said, I just wouldn't. It's a loan. So I began to show him the details. I began to show him, look at the interest rate. Okay, look at what you're borrowing against the interest rate, and then the bottom line, how much you're going to be paying back. Man, I don't want to pay that back. That's what he said. I ain't paying that back. You're almost paying like double. It was like 34% interest rate. And he said, I don't want to pay that back. I said, did you know about this? No, I ain't know about that. I never taught him. So how he's going to know the difference? See, it's simple things like that. So I had to sit down and break down that. And I'm like, it's going to come a time he's going to leave out of this house. And if you've been 25 years old or more, or 40, okay, even right now, your age now, especially in this economy, you have been in here where you didn't know where money was going to come from. Light bill was due. You had to either pay your rent or your mortgage, and you had to make some decisions. You couldn't pay both, and plus you still got to eat. And when those live checks come in the mail from loan companies or whatever, because you've been pre-approved, if you're not careful, out of desperation, you will take that money and think about it later, but later with caution. And so that's what I was trying to impart to my son, because he didn't know, and I didn't teach him about that part of money. That was me. And so this is why I say Generation X, we lacking on some things. Here's something else I realized. A lot of us, we so hooked up in technology and electronics. And I ain't taking from that because I do everything, by phone or by, internet, laptop. I work like that. That's my job. So I do everything. But do you know over 50% of people cannot even count money back? I'm talking about adults my age. Can't even count money back. Children, kids that have finished high school and college cannot manually count money back. Can't do it. First thing they do, grab their phone, get the calculator, grab pen and paper, but don't know how to count it back manually. Don't know how to do it. Think about it. I didn't learn that in school. I had a parent, my dad owned an old school shoe repair shop. Okay? And we didn't have that little fancy cash registers, digital stuff like that. It wasn't like that old cash register. So we had to manually count the money back to the customer when we was kids, when he had his shop. And we had to learn that. I didn't learn that in school, but I was taught that. And so it's just simple things for its money we've lacked teaching our kids. And just like that same situation, a scenario I did with my son, once I saw I lacked in that area, I didn't feel bad. This ain't to make you feel bad. It's to make us do better. Because when we know better, we just simply, you do better. Okay? So I sat down, I had to teach that to him. Because the last thing I want you to be able to do is have bad credit at the age of 25. It'd take you 60,000 years to buy your first home or get a decent interest rate on a car. Those are skills that we have not taught a lot of us. Not all of us, but a lot of us. And because we haven't taught that Generation X, we can't even buy bubble gum on credit. That's bad when you can't buy bubble gum on credit, but I was that one. I was that person. And I used to see my dad, my parents to take their bills and put it on a table. And they would do all their bills according to the budget. I would see my dad to take his tithe money out of his check, out of his income, and he had all his paperwork, the bills set off, and then he would go put stamps on everything and send them out. I saw him do that. But my dad didn't teach me to do that. Okay? Now, parents, kids don't come with a book. We don't come with a set of instructions. Not taken away from my parents, because my parents taught me a whole lot of stuff. But I saw them, but I didn't know how to do it when I got in my own house. And so these are the things we need to know, Generation X. We got to stop thinking that we still got it. All we going to get is a headache and a heartache. We cannot think we're 20 when we're 50. 20 and a 50-year-old shouldn't even roll the same. But that's according to Kim. We should not. Think about it. Because so far we're getting an X. We're getting an X on stuff. And we have got to do better. It is a cold world out there, Generation X. It's a cold world out there. People don't care about your child, your family, your finances. They don't care. Ladies, it is our responsibility. For those that are single parents, let me say this. You can do it. I've been a single mom for a long time. I've been married before. Okay? So I know what it is to be married, to be single, and on both ends, it can be done. If you are a single parent, listen to me good, mothers. If you are a single parent and you're raising children, two girls, a boy, a girl, one or just one, a boy or just a girl, however, teach them. Teach them the simple life skills that they're not going to get out of a textbook from school. Teach them, Generation X. We have to do better. Again, you raising a little girl that's going to be a woman. And whether she gets married in her lifetime or not, teach her survival skills. Teach her that she ain't always got to go run to the 5-star restaurants when you got only $20, $30 left out of your accounts, out after you pay your bills, and you gonna run your credit cards up just to go be in with the Joneses. Teach her. If you have a son, remember, he's gonna grow up to be somebody's husband. And even if he does not marry, he's gonna grow up to be a man. Teach him so the streets won't do it. Teach him to the best of your ability. For those of y'all that's married, y'all married folks ain't gonna get out of this. I know how I be on the singles a lot of times. But let me say something about you women, you ladies that are married. Let me say this. If your husband is in your home and y'all are raising y'all children together, let me say this. When it's time to discipline those kids, and if you have a disagreement how he's disciplining them or trying to teach them something, he ain't beating them, he ain't cussing them out, he ain't doing no harm. He's trying to teach something. Don't you dare jump in when you think or you disagree. Take that in the bedroom. Don't correct him in front of them kids. Don't do that. Ask me. I've been there, done that. Don't do that. That ain't right. Now, I'm not trying to tell you how to run your marriage, but that right there, don't do that. Because then the kids, let me tell you how slick they are. They think that they going to be able to side. Well, mama got my side. And they'll play against that. They'll take advantage of that and manipulate that thing against their dad. Don't do that. Don't do that. Because he's trying to teach them something that you can't teach them. We can't teach our boys to be men because we're not a man. But what we can do is instill morals and values into them. But it's something about when a man can impart in a way that really gets a message across. So for you married ladies if you have a disagreement in how he's trying to reel in that child, take it to the bedroom, take it outside, go sit in the car, go anywhere else. But don't do it in front of the kids. Don't do that. Generation X, we've got to do better. We got to do better. And we have to teach. Again, I can't say this enough. We get an X. I get an X. Because I didn't teach my youngest financial things, how to look at something from a different perspective so he won't get caught up. Because them loan companies, I call them sharks, they out there and they want to reel you in. And when they reel you in, it's hell and high water to get out. We have been there. We have been there. We know what it is when you need something and you can't get it because your credit is jacked up from the flow up. We know what that is. We know what that is. Everything is not perfect, and we're not a perfect people. But we can try to our best of our ability to do what we know is right. Do it now. Start now. Go in there and have a conversation. Hey, John, how you doing? You all right? How was school? You good? Uh-huh. Well, I noticed, you doing your chores a little bit, but you kind of like missing some stuff. Let's sit down and talk about that. You showing them how to do something. You can't expect for them to just come out there and talk to you. Okay? They don't know how to do that, some of them. You got to lead the example. Show them how to talk. Be open where they can come and talk to you. Do that. Do that. Show them when a situation or something comes about that's startling. Like, for instance, if something break. Show them how to properly handle it. Except, when you show them Don't do what a lot of us have done. We start going off. We upset. We yelling. We screaming. We raising all kind of hell because something happened. Show them how to be able to think things through. Think it through. Even if they have to let it be and come back to it. Show them how to do that, ladies. Because if we don't, guess what happens? Guess what happened to our kids? When they get in a situation, especially if they wasn't prepared for, guess the first thing they're going to do? They're going to start raising hell. They're going to be cussing. They're going to be throwing stuff around. They're going to get all out the box because that's what we showed them. That's what we showed them. If you want to change the pattern, you want to change the game, we got to do it now. We got to do it now. Because I'm telling you, I am so tired of hearing a lot of our seniors that's living their golden years ain't so golden. I work every day with older patients, and they tell me, older people, and they tell me all the time, you know, I hear, well, me and my kids don't talk. Or we don't get along. And it makes me wonder, is it because the relationship wasn't healthy in the beginning? What was the root of that? What happened? And I just listen and my heart breaks because a lot of them be so sick and they need somebody. And I always had a fear after I listened to him day in and day out. If they was to check up out of here and go to glory, they don't have nobody around. Kids don't even know what's going on with them. Don't even know how sick they are. That's so sad. That is so sad. And neither one of us, Generation X, want to spend our golden years in that situation. You want to be able to enjoy your years. It's a gift from God from the start. You want to be able to have your kids, your adult children, then will be able to see about you. They know what's going on with you. They loving on you. You loving on them. You know what I'm saying? We got to do better, Generation X. We are that. A lot of us are. A lot of us. And it's okay. We made some mistakes. It's okay. Ain't don't nobody come with instructions. But again, if you know better, or when you know better, that's it. When you know better, you do better. Okay? All right. So I hope I got that message over. Generation X, that a lot of us, that's us, that's me, myself. Let's go and reverse the pattern. Change the game. And let's have better relationships with our family. Let's do that. And hey, y'all want to hear more of these kind of conversations, you know what you got to do. You got to log in every Monday. You got to come on in. Yes, you do. And we sit down and we talk about some deep stuff sometimes. But we have fun too. We have fun too. Okay? We really do. But it's just some conversations that we just need to just set out on the table. So remember, we come on every Monday at 7 o'clock p.m. on YouTube, as well as the Women Overcoming Obstacles page right there on Facebook. Okay? Your choice where you want to come, where you want to sit down and listen. And let me know what you think. Leave me a message in the comments. I want to read it. I want to know what's on your mind. And also, hey, if there is something that you feel like, hey, can we discuss this particular issue or this particular matter? Let me know. Hey, this is our time. This is our time. So it's so good. I'm so glad y'all took time out to hang with me and everything. Y'all know I'll be back. I'm going to turn back on my little music. Hey, y'all take care. And I see y'all on Monday. All right. Y'all take care.